Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. My name's Shane and welcome to the channel. Today we're at the Fanboys Drift Team shop and we're going to be putting a hydraulic e-brake in Aaron's car. And here Aaron comes right now.
Yeah.
Since Aaron's car is OBD2 with traction control, he actually had the ABS pump and traction control pump in here, but he had already removed it. We've just got the bare bones master cylinder here that we're going to be working with and deleting some of these lines to make this hydraulic handbrake work.
Yeah. Oh, and there's Bailey's here if you want to spice yours up.
Ooh.
Jesus, I can tell he's not awake.
No, he's groggy.
I think you're gay.
So what we have here is Aaron's master cylinder. He's got a Wilwood 0.75 master cylinder, which should be plenty enough to lock up those rear brakes on the E36. He already had a handful of stuff ready to go for it, like the fitting adapter for the inlet. I believe it's 7/16 by 20 pitch thread with a inverted flare, but we're not going to be using the flare. We're going to be using this copper crush washer to seal it, and then this is just a regular 3/16 inverted flare fitting. We have a couple other adapters and stuff that if we need it. This is also just a regular 3/16, but it's a bubble flare. Aaron so graciously drew up this amazing drawing and diagram here to kind of simplify what we're doing today. This is a master cylinder. These are the front wheels. So we're basically taking the master cylinder that used to go into a pump and come out on two lines into the wheels. We're going to be simplifying it down to a T and branching off to the front wheels, and then the rear line is going to be one single line from the master cylinder running through the hydraulic e-brake and then T'd to the rear wheels, deleting the pump and everything, and just having a simple braking system. T's, we need to go get T's and we need to go get couplers and a few extra brake line fitting nuts.
Let's get 3 of the T's in case we see.
Oh, let's just get 30. Do you like your new loaner car?
Buddy, just let me put it into sport mode.
Oh yeah, you better crack that throttle.
Eco or sport?
Oh, sport. Oh, turbo?
No.
Let's do some pulls.
Ain't no rock chips on this guy's trailer.
Got 3.7 that side.
3.7 liters? Aaron just wants to put some damn ketchup on his hash
Never
browns.
caught so many green lights.
But we can't catch a red light. I mean, I'd catch up his hash brown for him, but
some things you just gotta, some jobs you just gotta handle on your own.
If you want it done right, you gotta do it yourself, right? Here we go.
This is a stale one though. I'm gonna fucking
we're
hustle.
shotgun that hash brown. Here
I'll
too.
tell you, this was not a stale red light as I
No,
thought.
this red light actually lasts forever. Do you like being filmed when you eat?
I love it.
Alright guys, we're back in familiar territory here, just out at the shop to grab a few parts. Aaron has yet to see the wagon the way it sits, and he hates it.
Tasty.
It sucks.
Should I flash it up?
Yeah, it's got a dead battery. I gotta hook up the dead battery fixer. I actually don't think I've really showed anybody this on the YouTube channel because I just been waiting to talk about it. I'm also in the progress of building the engine, and we'll get to that. I'll make videos on the engine and stuff for the drift car, but I'm just gonna kind of just put this teaser out here for now and get some cool shots of the wagon. Oh yeah, pop the hood.
What's she packing?
Oh, she's packing, you know, a triple Vanos M30.
The forced induction airbox.
Exactly. That's exactly what that does. Yeah.
2,500 RPM.
That's why I need a muffler. I did it. Well, we made it back to the Fanboy shop. We have all the parts we need to get this hydraulic e-brake installed on Aaron's car. Just want you guys to keep in mind that there is a couple other people, Graham's here working on his 240, doing some grinding and welding with some help from his grandpa and dad. So there's going to be a little bit of noise in the background here and there, so I'm going to do my best to keep it all good. So we got our brake line, we got our various fittings here, more brake line. These are those adapters I showed you earlier. So Aaron's gone ahead and installed his master, just kind of bolted into his bracket. He already had this all welded up, ready to go. So basically we're just gonna be working on getting this guy plumbed in. So at this point we've just taken these lines and cut old bubble flares off them, threw on our union nuts, or our tube nuts, and I'm going to re-flare these to inverted flares so we can put them in our T's, and then these are going to tee off into the master cylinder for the front brakes, and that'll be that, and then we'll move on to the rear brakes.
So I'm thinking on my 6th year of ownership, I might put a fuel filter in this thing.
Both our inverted flares done here, double flares, and we pulled the rear brake lines out. This is going to be the front brake line. So this bubble flare is going to be going to the actual master cylinder. There's only going to be 2 bubble flares, and the rest of our flares are going to be double or inverted. Just getting finished up here. I got this line made to go from the master cylinder down to the T here. So I get that installed. Alright guys, so we have now got our front brake lines all done. We got them teed from the left front. This is the right front, teed up to the master cylinder. Let's pop around to the other side. The farthest one back is actually for the front brakes. It's labeled V, and then the front one is labeled H, and that's for the rear brake lines. So this port right here is going to go to the hydraulic e-brake inlet side. This is kind of all just hanging here, which is okay. It's really sturdy, but I think Aaron's going to actually just kind of grind this spot down, put a 1-inch piece of iron stock here. And so it's something that this can mount to so that it's nice and secure. We won't get that done today, but it'll happen just for peace of mind.
Nice.
Got a piece. Real nice.
Since he's out there. Look at that. That's some, this guy's fixing a 240 because it has rust problems for some reason. That's weird.
No.
I couldn't justify doing a tube quite yet.
Not quite yet, eh? Whoa, you almost cut your face off. And then what else you got for this car, Graham? What was that? Is that a body kit?
We got body kits.
Is that a body kit?
We got stuff. We got things.
That's right. Alright, so I got this line started up here out of the H for the rear. We're going down here through there, it's bending, and that's as far as I've gotten. So now we gotta take that and get it into the car. So we got the line fed in. We just got this good old grommet in here so that we don't get any chafe action going on. We're gonna feed this. This is the inlet line. We're gonna feed it along the side of the trans tunnel, and it's gonna go into this here brake line adapter fitting for the inlet. Well, I'm just posted up in Aaron's car right now, just about to get this all flared up for the inlet side. And then the inlet side and the front brakes will be all done, and basically we just have to run the rear line from the actual master cylinder all the way back under the car and to the rear brakes so we can tee off back there.
Got some test fittings.
Oh, so Aaron's been working on the actual handle itself. He welded on another piece of a cutoff of this pry bar just to make it wider so that we can get a bigger hole in it there.
Fancy dancy wind on.
So that will wind on to the actual master cylinder part. It'll go something like that.
So I'll have to do another hole down here.
Yeah.
Because this one will be the pivot, and then this
Oh,
one will
okay.
be the actual pusher.
I see.
So
You're just doing some measurements?
yeah. I just want to make sure I get it kind of lined up properly here.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Oh, butter, man. That's mint.
That should do the trick. Just some washers to get rid of that slot.
Yeah. That's good height. And then I've been working on these lines, and we got it fed through the floor, and it's now hooked up to this brake line right here. So that's all done. I'm just about to take the rest of our line here and go flare it. So after I did some bending and one more flare, I have this now in the outlet side of the handbrake. So we got this going up and then just boom down, following the other brake line through this grommet in the floor. So now I gotta go take the other side of that and run it to the very back. Yeah, we got the brake lines coming through that hole right there. This is the line I still have to finagle back there and then tee off to the rear brake lines. And then the hydraulic e-brake plumbing is done, and we just have to then bleed it and try it out. How's she work?
Isn't it going to introduce air if I do that?
There's already air.
Yeah, it's all empty.
All air. She works.
Mechanical advantage.
Nice, that's great. And then you can adjust the angle of it.
Yeah.
With that looks pretty good the way it is.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that, kind of where it's at.
As of right now, Aaron and I have gotten as far as we can for today before I wore out my tool here. As you can see, the tip's all messed up. So it's not flaring properly. You have to get a new tip for this before I can finish up the flaring on the rear lines. And then all we have to do is connect those rear lines and bleed it, and the handbrake will be done. So we're going to come back tomorrow morning and get this thing finished up. Free muffins, okay. Oh, was that a blueberry? Mm.
There's like some fucking mini muffins in there too.
There was?
There was.
There was some mini
There
muffins.
was.
Alright, we're back. It's the next day. We have a new flaring tool. As I said when we were done there, my flaring tool's all messed up. The 45's all crushed. And then this is the new one. But we can't get this off to put it onto my tool because I have a hex head, and this one uses the bar. So we're just going to weld a nut to that so that it's kind of like this one and works good. Alright, this is my old tool with the messed up tip. I can still use this for the bubble flares because you use one of these pieces, so it doesn't have to be that great. It just has to push down on it. And now this is the new one with a nice fresh 45 on there, and then we just welded this castle nut to it so that we get the same effect as this, so we can tighten it a little easier than using one of these bars. We can use a socket or a ratcheting wrench or something like that, so which is what I'm going to be using to tighten it. So yesterday we got to this point where I got these two flares done. This one here didn't get fully flared properly because of my tool. I just got to reflare this guy, connect these into the T, and then grab this line here that's kind of all wavy right now, and then we're going to run it along the brake brackets here and hook it up to the T for these, so that tees off to the rear lines, because there used to be two lines coming back here. All the way from the ABS/traction control pump, there was two lines going to the rear and branching off by themselves, but this way, since we're using the hydraulic e-brake, we got one line coming out, and then we're going to be teeing them off. So now have the last few flares there teed off. This one goes to the rear right brake, this one's left right, and this is from the hydraulic master cylinder for the handbrake. So that's all connected up there and tucked away, and it's just put back into these factory brake line mounts. Aaron is just replacing his rear rotors with some gold member ones, so that's tight. We now are ready to bleed it. We just gotta get these rear rotors changed up, and then we'll start bleeding this thing. Since Aaron, this is still the OBD2 reservoir with the two outlets for the pump, we just loop these for now until he gets the OBD1 reservoir. So I'm gonna fill this up and then crack each rear line to hopefully let the fluid just kind of go in there, and then we'll start bleeding it. Oh, and then there's Graham. Pump her up.
Oh.
And closed. Whoa, that was a huge air bubble that flew out.
Fuck, we got a leak.
At the master?
Yeah.
Alright guys, so we got the hydro e-brake all in, everything's done. I did have to fix two leaky fittings due to my tool being crappy and not doing it properly. This one was leaking. I actually just ended up taking that bubble flare adapter out and then just putting a bubble flare on this line and with a longer tube nut, so that's all good now. And then there's one at the front of my T that was leaking, so that's fixed as well. And now the hydro is, boom, putting out pressure and working just great. So we're all done with the hydro e-brake install on Aaron's drift car. Well, we are all done with Aaron's handbrake install. It's all good to go, working. We'll probably give it a final last bleed in a few days here. If you guys liked the video, please hit that like button. Subscribe if you have not already subscribed, and definitely check the description below for any links that we use for parts and stuff on this video. I'll put them down so it's easier for you guys to find if you're having a hard time finding those adapters and whatnot. So thanks everybody for watching, and we'll catch you next time.